Hello? Anybody home? Still going. Hello? Hmm.
Now maybe it's working.
Hello?
Say something.
Let's hope. Something? Something?
Okay, I heard some.
Now, but I at least is pretty freezy on my end, but Scott, if you can hear this, you should go ahead and introduce yourself and tell everyone.
Okay, and yeah, hopefully it gets better. So I'll talk and then I guess pray for the best. Yes, I feel very moon landing doing this. I'm kind of, as torturous as this is, it's actually kind of enjoyable to, make contact in such a strange way. I'm Scott Wolfschlager. I am a composer. I'm in Brooklyn, New York right now. And I've been working on a set of pieces which are going to be performed after our talk today. And in Brooklyn, American Dream. And actually, this is the first time I've heard a live piece of my own music in person in over a year, I think. So this is completely awesome for me just to hear live music again. And it's cool that, you all out there will hear it too.
Awesome. Yeah, we're really happy to have you here, Scott, and we're really grateful for all the work that you've done with the students of University of Northern Colorado School of Music. It's been really great to have you working with the students in the Uncommon Ensemble. Behind the works that you wrote for Uncommon to play on this concert?
Yeah, so so the original idea was to write everyone a kind of like a 20-30 minute piece that would be performed over Zoom. I had the realization that it would potentially be like a torturous experience to make 11 young people sit in their room for 20 minutes and play sort of soft, quiet, sustained notes in a video that would then be put together. And I switched gears there and decided it'd be better multitude of pieces. And so I chose some of the more, I guess you would say, kind of conceptual works for the program. And I actually wrote 2 new works that are going to show up on the program. So maybe I'll just say a few things about those.
Yeah, please.
So the first piece you'll hear in the, well, let me just back up and say, so sort of the goal and that we're having a regular concert and everything's normal. I really wanted to sort of embrace the sort of lockdown aesthetic, the sort of lockdown mode, and sort of use that as sort of artistic inspiration or just so for YouTube video where the performer navigates a YouTube video. And what I did is we did many versions of this over Zoom. And then what you're jumping. So it's 11 people channel surfing around the same couple Bach pieces, and that's what the televisions are. Then the piece that I'm extra excited about was are very simple. The instructions are you take 2 wine bottles, empty wine bottles, and you fill them with unequal amounts of water. And that gives you 2 different notes on the bottle. And the instruction is you are to blow into either bottle. Is film. We had a film collaboration with the ensemble, and this was a lot for the film, was to have each student would film 40 seconds of something common that they would see in their day-to-day life outside that maybe they would pass by and overlook. Pass by. And so and then the soundtrack is the bottles being blown underneath it. There was really no editing done to the music or anything. This is me just taking multiple tracks from the ensemble and just layering them on top of each other. And the film had a little bit of editing just to kind of give it a little bit. Turn away from the sort of intense Song for the End of the World, but is a piece where it sort of evokes what I kind of call, the American detritus. It's sort of cultural, shavings or sort of leftovers of culture that are sort of mashed into sort of, I guess you would. That's both hilarious and possibly really disturbing, depending on your point of view. And I won't say more. I'll just let people experience Denny's for what it is. And I will say Sean Connery makes an appearance in Denny's. I'll say that. It's a teaser. And then the other pieces are Digital Sensation, which is a graphic score, which was a trio version of that. And the final piece is called Folding, which is a piece, it's another kind of open score piece. And I'm playing piano on that score. For how to do the sounds, but the students kind of did this all on their own. And it was a really collaborative experience. And I feel we made sort of what I like to think of as sort of a public access television kind of block of
about your work with Bearthoven and specifically about the piece American Dream that they're going to play tonight.
Yeah. So American Dream is a piece I wrote, I guess it was, I don't know, maybe 3 or 4 years. Of 2016 going into 17, I think there was just a real kind of shockwave of a lot of emotions being processed with the things happening in politics and just also just the kind of situation of just trouble in America. And the piece is structured like a dream. And I think it's a series. It's about 35-minute long continuous work, and it's about 20 different little sections that are almost like songs. I think of them as songs. And the ensemble very intricately is locked together as they kind of lay out call it. And and it was a very collaborative process. And then Bearthoven's one of their signature things that they're really good at is they're really good at playing together. What I mean is that they kind of are able to form sort of a unified, like hyper instrument, as if they're all moving as one body. And this was my that real, it's a real dreamy piece. And I think, when people come listen to it, I always say, let yourself get lost in composition. It's not the type of piece that is going to it doesn't guide you necessarily. It's sort of more of a wandering across the country by yourself or something like this, where you're seeing these different landscapes, taking them in, and then maybe forgetting about what you saw or something like that. So.
That's cool. I'm really looking forward to hearing that. I love that description of this sort of dreamy cross-country experience in a way. Cool. Well, let's see what's next. Well, I want to Zoom how we're in, or maybe it's Vimeo hell today. But the pandemic situation, what has it been like for you as a composer, and how has living and working through a pandemic affected or changed or perhaps even informed your work as a creative person?
Yeah, so I mean, in general, which I think is what everyone feels, it's been super hard and it sucks. I mean, pandemic mode is definitely like the least fun mode to be in. And artistically, I think there was a time, at least at the beginning, where it was hard, because I think so much of the music we write is based on being in a room together. It's based on being close to each other physically. It's based on, I don't know, just these parameters that are not really set up to be, sort of digital. Like, finally we figured it out, I think, that we're getting better at how to do digital stuff. But, so I think in general, it took me a while to kind of find my grounding with sort of my voice creatively. And luckily I've had some really good collaborations, including the one we just did. So I've been able to write, a couple pieces, which I do think are kind of pandemic pieces. And I think one feature of the current situation is I feel like practicing is not fun right now. I felt like, the certain ethics of writing music that doesn't require maybe the same level of practice that my other works. So like American Dream is a work that requires, ballet level of coordination to pull off. But I think some of the works that we did with Uncommon, I think, are in kind of the opposite vein, where they're more about people just doing what they can with what they have, and you're putting together sort of more of a collage of affect, as opposed to some sort of highly choreographed, mechanized situation. So if anything, I think it stretched our sense of time that we feel collectively, where maybe there's maybe a larger sense of time that we're tapping into now, and I think that definitely comes out in, I think, Song for the End of the World, where it's sort of feels like this expansive breath, and it's kind of a little slice of eternity. And I think, maybe coming out of this too, we'll have the same, maybe some of these features will stick with us after this is all over. But it's been very hard to work, and I think it's been challenging, as it's been challenging for so many other people.
Yeah, I hear you. It's a lot of great stuff in what you just said, I think, especially the idea of meeting people where they are, I think, has been really important for me during the pandemic. And I think you really showed that in the works that you prepared and created for us for this concert. So that's been really cool.
Yeah, 100%. Yeah.
So, we were talking about your work with the students of the Uncommon Ensemble, and I thought that you had a really natural way of going about this collaboration with students, and in both teaching, but also trying to be really collaborative and bring the students to your level, not try to do the opposite, which I think is pretty crucial for teachers in general, and especially for these kind of composer residencies. But I wonder in general, what kind of teaching do you do? And do you have any thoughts about how you approach teaching or approach residencies like this and collaborating with musicians of really a wide variety of experience and experience levels in general?
Yeah. So, no, I don't have a ton of experience actually teaching. I think I mean, I guess I have some. I mean, it's I'm not an academic at all by profession, and I guess I've done this enough of a time that I sort of know what I'm doing. But I think my approach is, I never make a distinction between, oh, these are students and I'm a teacher, and I'm going to tell you things that are knowledge. I think it's more, I always felt with learning that you're learning when someone else is learning with you, and that like learning is a sort of shared space or something. And I think with teaching art, there's a degree of you're creating the thought at the same time as the other person or something. So when you're working with students, it's like I feel like you have to be on equal footing with where their brains are or something, because what you're going to arrive at, you're both coming at it at the same up towards something that I don't even know what's going to happen, And I think a big thing that was exciting, actually, just working even with your students and with in this whole process was there was a feeling of mutation that was allowed to happen. We weren't saying, okay, we're doing Bruckner and then we're doing the Wolfschlager, and it was very like we're making something, and like I felt like a certain mutant energy where I was like, oh, this could kind of go different directions, and it felt like very fresh and creative. And I think and that's actually rare. I think that you can actually find a group of people kind of willing to do whatever. But I think with teaching, I try to kind of try to find where the communication is like on the same plane or something. And also because I don't know anything, that's the other problem too. It's like, I mean, I think most people wake up in the morning and don't know anything, and I think, so students and teachers have had the same existential problem of actually like being unsure of what's going on, And so anyway, so I don't pretend to have some authority in that. And also to me, the authority is
Right.
in the work.
find it really refreshing sometimes to work with students who don't um, haven't been disillusioned in the way that some older musicians have been, I guess. And it leaves that kind of spirit of what can we make out of this, not just what do we have to do to stay really fresh. Do you find that too?
Yeah, I agree with everything you said, 100%. Yeah, and it
How do you feel about that?
yeah, that's a great thing to think about. I don't know. I mean, I think there will be some features of the pandemic that uh, will stretch into the after the after this is over. But I think we lived through a very unique time where like Zooms and stuff were like so how things were done. I think it's a sort of maximal onlineness thing that I bet you like 25% of what we just did will stick around. And actually, the streaming thing is quite good. I mean, that's a capacity that we needed in concert music for a while, where you would do a concert and then you get a. I mean, in New York, that would have been great. I would have gone to more shows years ago if it was just a streaming thing and I didn't have to get on a subway and all that. So I think the kind of the closure of space globally has a lot of really cool features where hopefully, yeah, people from around the world can now hear this stuff and not just 15 people in a small space in Brooklyn. Um, but it's to be seen. I think we're in a maximal period right now of being stuck online. So the hope is for
Totally. Well, thank you again to Scott Wolschlager for your amazing collaborative efforts, your great music making, and everything you've done working with our students at UNC. It's really been a pleasure to get to work with you. And to everyone watching, we'll start the show shortly, and I hope you enjoy.
yeah, great. Thank you.
finish, finish, Dennis. 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 Finish. Finish. Dennis. 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 Finish. 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 Family values. 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 Sports, 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 sports. Family values. Family values.
Welcome to Skull Street Studio. We are Bearthoven. We're so happy to be playing American Dream for you by Scott Wolschlager, one of our dear friends, amazing composer. And it's really special for us to be actually in the same room playing for you. So we're really grateful for that opportunity. So thank you very much for inviting us, and really looking forward to playing this piece again. Thank you so much to Renee at Skull Street Studios. This is really our yes. It's very anyway. We're Bearthoven. My name's Carl Larson.
Bye.